Hi, this is Brian Dorr again. I'm going to give you a quick overview of how the random selection procedure works. I know that the page goes through step by step and it may look a little overwhelming, but I think if I show you how to construct the random sample for our non-CIM students that we're going to test using the Keystone Assessment and the SORT, I think you'll see that it's really not too difficult. So the first thing, as you can see, is that we need to generate a alphabetical list of all the children in each grade. And so what I have on my screen is a spreadsheet because that's the easiest thing for me to show you. But you could do this on a paper copy. It would work just fine. So you start with an alphabetical list of all the children in each grade. So for example, I have grade 1 here on my list. And they're ordered alphabetically. The next thing that I need to do is to mark each child's gender next to their name. And you can see that that's already been entered here on my spreadsheet. So I know whether they're boys or they're girls. The third thing I need to do is to look at and count the number of boys who are in SIM. So I've got 1, 2 boys in SIM. And so I'm going to write that down. Two. The next thing I'm going to do is count the number of girls that are in SIM. And as I go back and I count, I have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put that right here. I have 3 girls that are in SIM. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cross off those children. All right. So on my screen, I have to do a few extra steps, but I'm going to cross off the children who are in SIM. I'll do this for Stephen and for Karen and for Amanda and for Olive. And so now I have all of my children who are in SIM crossed off. So here I am, I finished up with step D. So number E, I want to number each of the remaining boys on my list starting with 1 for the very first boy on my list. So I put a column here for boy number and another column for girl number. You don't have to do this in a spreadsheet. Again, you can just do this on a piece of paper, So here's my first boy. He's number 1. My second boy is number 2. My third boy is number 3. That's a girl, a girl. He's in an intervention. He doesn't get numbered. My next boy is number 4. That's a girl, doesn't get numbered. My next boy is number 5. That's Hector. John is number 6. That's a girl, a girl, a girl. He's in an intervention. A girl, a girl. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Now I go back and I'm going to do the same thing with my girls. So my first girl is right here. It's Pauline. She's number 1 because the first 3 were boys. Hope is in an intervention. Stephen is a boy and in an intervention. Gregory is a boy. Karen is in an intervention. Hector is a boy. John is a boy. My next student that's labeled is Joanna. She's number 2. Kathleen, below her, also is not in an intervention. She's number 3. The next girl I label is Gertrude, number 4. Nels, number 5. And then finally, Claire, who's number 6. So I enter in the number of non-CIM girls. That's 6. So the next step that we need to take is to go to our website where we have our random sample generator. And the address for that is right in the directions, the written directions that we've been referring to. Right here under Step L, go to our website, and here's the link to the address. You should be able to just click on it from your electronic copy, and it will take you directly to the random sample generator. So the random sample generator looks like this. And I'm going to minimize this box so that I can see this while also being able to see the information on my spreadsheet at the same time. But you don't have to do that, especially if you have this on paper. And here is my spreadsheet with my information, and I'm going to slide that over. And so the way this works is that we have several boxes here. The first box is how many sets of numbers are we going to generate? We're going to generate one set of numbers each time we do this. And so that means we do one for boys and one for girls in each grade. How many numbers per set? This box is where we put the number of boys in SIM in this grade. We only need to pick out 2 random sample boys out of the non-CIM boy group. Our number range starts at 1, and in this case it goes to 9. That's the number of non-CIM boys we have to pick from. So we know that the randomly selected boys have to be picked out of those 9, so we put 9 in here. We want each number to be unique, and we want them sorted. And I click Randomize Now. And I find that it has randomly picked boy number 7 and boy number 9. Well, boy number 7 is right down here. That's Brian. I'm going to move this over a bit more so we can see. So here's boy number 7. That's Brian Smith. I'm going to go ahead and highlight him in a color so I can remember him. And boy number 9, that's Carlos Sully. And I'm also going to highlight him. So I've now picked my 2 randomly selected non-CIM boys. I just need to repeat the same process for my girls. So to do that, I just go back to my randomizer and I plug in my information again. In this case, I want 1 set, that's for the girls. How many numbers per set? In this time, I want 3 because I have 3 girls and interventions. So I enter the number 3. My number range only goes from 1 to 6. I have to pick out 3 of the girls at random from the 6 non-intervention girls that I have to choose from. Each number is unique, and they're going to be sorted. I randomize again. And my girls that I need to choose are numbers 1, 2, and 6. So I'm going to do the same thing here so I can see which girls are which. I have Pauline. She's going to be one of my random sample girls. I'm going to go ahead and highlight her. Number 2, that's Joanna. I'm going to highlight her as well. And number 6, right down here, Claire. And I finish up by highlighting her. And so that's it. That's the entire random sample procedure for 1 grade. If you have more than 1 grade that you're choosing children for, you simply repeat this procedure for those other grades. Now this takes a few minutes to do, but I wanted to emphasize to you why it's so important that we do this using this methodology. And that is so that for a true random selection, we need to make sure that we have an equal proportion of boys and girls in proportion to the number of kids that we're serving in SIM. So if we have 2 boys in SIM, we should be randomly choosing 2 boys from our comparison group. In this way, we make sure that we are comparing apples and apples, if you will. We also want to make sure that we have a robust methodology so that when we look at publishing these results and sharing these results, that they stand up to that sort of external scrutiny. So I very much appreciate your help and your time in doing this, and I want to extend an offer to help you if you're stuck or you have questions or you're confused about this procedure. I put my number here on the screen, and you also have my contact information in your packet. So again, thank you so much for the work that you do, and have a good day.